Should I do those weird ass intros again where I say something completely ridiculous like, why does your nose run but your feet smell? And the video starts and we never address it. What's going on, YouTube? It is the weekend, which means we have to talk about the two golden vendors, which you can see the first one has been received a little bit of a negative reception, but we'll go into it anyway. Don't worry, because we're here to talk about the items this weekend, because we're inside the Cold Harbor, inside the Hollow City. Talk about what our boys and Neil's got. The reason we talk about these is potentially any resale value or maybe just value to yourself, as these items are only sold on a rotating basis. Now, the problem with that is that not all of them are good. Not all of them are created equally. Although 450 gold almost feels like they're giving it away for free, but it's going to be some really niche themed housing contests before people are going to be like, does anyone have any Falmore tents? I mean, I'm just so desperately in need. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with the consensus here that this is a bit of a weak saver, where you could save this week on this golden vendor. And you can see the Twilight Matriarch here, the Peanut Gallery. You can just imagine the flaps to yourself. I have the game volume turned down just for you guys, is giving this a resounding negative reception. And before we jump into this next golden vendor to see if this one will be any better, my co-host who's sitting on my leg here, now I just want to quickly thank you guys for hitting 13,000 subscribers. We are marching forward to my main goal is 15,000, but obviously every single subscriber, every new subscriber this video gets and all the other videos gets means a lot to me. So if you have a moment, hit the subscribe button. It means the world to me. So see what she's got. And this might get some negative reception. However, the most commonly requested item from my audience is the Balorg's helmet. So I will probably hype up the thumbnail just a little bit, because the most common item that people think to themselves, man, I wish this was in the golden vendor, is now here. One of the most popular monster sets in the game is in the vendor. Now let's talk about why some people want it so much. One, the dungeon is tricky to do with randoms, and two, you might not own the DLC. You might not have ESO Plus, so buying the helmet saves you from having to buy a dungeon pack. So Balorg's is extremely popular for PvP content, and honestly is probably one of, if not the best monster set in the game, but that's probably too much of a hot take for this time in ESO land, so I don't want to set myself up for any controversies or any exposed videos of me being a dum-dum, but I'd say easily top 5. And if anyone has any other 4 other sets that are better than it for monster sets, please put them in the comments below, because I feel pretty confident saying it's in at least the top 5, if not the best PvP monster set. Then we have Lady Thorns, which casting an ability that costs health spawns Blood Ball, as they do, obviously. And that's what happens when you cast abilities that use your health. Balls are created. And then your allies can synergize off of this, and that deals disease damage, applies minor main, blah, 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 blah. Lady Thorns is a decently popular monster set. Unfortunately, monster sets that have PvE usage are really falling off to mythicals, even as like support monster sets are kind of trickling in, having to compete with mythicals and the newer mythicals that are going to come out, especially for tanking and other such things. Lady Thorns is probably not one that you need to invest in, but it did have its day. And it's okay. It gives you an extra synergy, stuff like that's always good. Definitely not a bad set by any means. Probably a top 12 best, but that also doesn't say a whole lot. Then we have Defiled Dragon, which is going to be your bind on pickup, not a resellable item. Stamina, health, which by the way is a pretty good line when you're looking at PvP, excuse me. When you take damage from a melee attack, gain a corrupting aura that applies minor breach to all enemies within 8 meters of you. So this is a really good set that could be used for like mob clearing on tanking. You know, you're essentially hitting a whole bunch of enemies at once with minor breach. Is that good? Kinda. There are other things that can do that, sure. But you know, it's neat. Ring of the Hiss Sap. This is bind on equip, so you can resell this to other players. Health, weapon and spell, magicka. After being hit by a mobilization, disabling, or snare, you heal yourself. And, you know, this can happen every so often. Not a fan of this. I don't know of people that actively use this set. I know people that used to use this set, but I could not tell you of anyone that's currently running this. Ring of the Martial Knowledge is interesting because it's actually been nerfed. It actually used to give you 10%. So while your stamina is below 50%, your light attacks cause the enemy to take an additional 8% additional damage for 5 seconds. I think this set is highly undervalued and underutilized, and this is one of those sets that is bind on equip, so you can sell this. I think Martial Knowledge is probably one of the better heavy attack, light attack build sets, personally, but this is also not a realm I'm an expert in, and as you can see, it used to be 10%, now it's 8%. Light and heavy attack builds are also one of the most nerfed things in the world, so I don't always like to suggest them, but as I said, it is a good set, highly undervalued, or you might be watching this right now and think to yourself, yeah, this is valued quite a lot, Jake. You don't have to hype it up anymore. That's just probably true. Scorion's Ring, Magicka recovery, weapon, and spell. When you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, you get a whole bunch of things going on here with a whole lot of text. But basically, you're going to give 3 other people 300 Magicka and stamina recovery for every 20 seconds. And then, if you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack with an imbued aurora active, consume it and gain an overflow, granting you and 3 other group members 307 weapon and spell damage, which is good. It's a good set. I am not an expert on how you could weave this into different things, but it seems like it would be pretty good because it is a not named buff. 307 weapon and spell damage is not insignificant. The problem is it only gives it to 3 people. And when you're thinking about sets that are good to a large scale group of people, because you're wearing a set that's not going to give you a whole lot of damage in and of itself, you basically have to have a good trade-off by giving a bunch of other people buffs. 3 other people is not the greatest. So I don't necessarily think that this fits in very well to that trial endgame, maybe 3-person content, but the problem I have with it is basically the trade-off is that you yourself are not wearing a good DPS PvE set. So then there has to be the trade-off of you give it to the other people are doing enough damage with it. And I don't know if that trade-off's there or not. I do like that it can also be used to give magic and stamina recovery. I just like when things can do multiple things. It feels a little bit more flexible, but don't think I can recommend it. I cut that, though. I want to think, though, out loud, just because I always like to hype up sets as much as possible and really think about their usage. Maybe that would be a good PvP ball group set, small ball group. You get ability to do recoveries, extra damage. Maybe. Don't like the uptime, though, but I could kind of see it. So that, however, is going to wrap up the video. As you guys may have saw the video yesterday, we now have an ongoing channel sponsor who will give a commission and an ongoing discount code. So we are still doing 3 giveaway drawings if we hit a threshold where I can buy an additional 4th person something, then there'll be a random 4th subscriber pulled. However, the 3 traditional ways to enter are a random subscriber, a random comment, and then my favorite comment of the month. You have the ability to get money, or you can get ESO merchandise, because my thinking is that 20 years from now, you may still have this mug and be like, wow, I watched a Golden Vendor video, I left a comment, subscribed, and or just commented on some other videos, and I got a mug. That's pretty neat. So I still have the ruler, though, next to me, as you guys have all asked jokingly if you could have the ruler. Maybe. This is the only ruler I own, so I'm afraid to give it away, but I do have a ruler that could potentially also be a gift that gets sent out as well. So I give you guys the options because I love all of you, and it also makes doing my taxes easier if I give away all the money a sponsor gives to me because I don't know how to do my taxes. So hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me by the IRS. I'll probably stop talking so I don't get myself in trouble. So that is the weekend vendor. Tomorrow we'll be doing the guide for May because I have a whole bunch of tips to give you guys. And then Sunday is the PvP set guide. I'm super excited to see you guys then, and I will catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
Remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
Do not worry, there's still a post-outro. So we're still waiting to hear back from the old stream team, see if we've been accepted. It's kind of exciting. I might stream and do videos on those days just because you have to stream every so often to be on, considered. So might want to stream just to boost the old odds and see how it goes. So I also feel guilty because you guys can't see my cat. She's sitting like right here. Hey, come here. We shall come up. Come here. Nope. No, she's just gonna look at me as I'm tapping my knee. So I tried. She's sitting right in front of me where my keyboard sits and just staring at me. Tried to get her on screen for you. You saw her for that one frame though, so hopefully that was enough for a like on the video and a comment. So if not, I tried my best. And thank you guys again, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.